I remember that.
Hey, Mark.
Hello there.
Hello. And hello to everyone else. Welcome to Sunday, our usual My Hero reads. And this is no exception. Welcome to our read of chapter 303 of My Hero Academia Manga. We have this new chapter. I'm trying to remember what the title of it is, but we can jump into that momentarily. But first, there's something that we do almost every single time we do this. What is that, Mark?
Recap episode!
Yes, we got the recap episode going. This one would be 302, which was part 2, correct me if I'm wrong, of how not to put out a fire. Which went in depth as far as what the development of Toya's backstory was. And was not pretty. Last
It was ugly.
Yeah, so last time we left off, it was whatchamacalls it? It was the whole scenario where it was after the intervention that they just had with Toya, which was the fact that he chased he went after a Stewie looked Shoto. And it wasn't great when they actually
Stewie looked Shota.
I mean, he just existed. There's nothing that Shoto could do at that
He's
point.
like, excuse me?
Yes. I guess you're there we go, perfect.
They have another meme image in this one too.
Oh, do they?
Oh, absolutely. It's on page 2.
Page 2, okay. But in that chapter, it was following, I guess, Endeavor going down a much darker route for himself as far as just raising Shoto to be what he can. In the meantime, Rei was supposed to just look after Toya, or at least watch out for him. But it never really panned out that greatly. Despite the fact that the Todoroki
he was kind
family,
of a prick.
Yeah. But what was it? The Todoroki family, as far as the kids, were getting along relatively fine until whatchamacalls it, that one moment, that one night where Natsu just didn't really want to deal with
That was the
Toya.
last straw.
Yeah. And I get it, because who else can he really talk to? Because obviously he doesn't want to deal with Mom, because he sees Mom as part of the fault here.
Yeah, he sees her as part of the problem.
Right. And so with each passing night, he goes out into the mountains to train him with his quirk. Always work on the intensity of it. He talks to his dad, telling him hey, I want you to go to the mountain with me. I gotta show you something. That's when
I figured out. Yeah, because he figured out his emotions are linked to his fire.
So Endeavor took notice of any additional burn marks, and he found it at the chest, the uncovered area, or the covered area. He took it out on Rei. Shoto developing that defense mechanism there.
Yeah, trying to defend his mom.
Yeah. And then we see a little bit of what happened that very night, which Toya set aflame and couldn't stop because he never learned how to turn on the heat.
He was just chilling. He was crying. He's like, man, tears. He's just they just see the word dad and his light. He says the word dad and his light, his fire comes out of his tear ducts. We saw.
Yeah.
His tears literally lit a blaze.
And I guess it's weird because I guess he's emotionally distressed when he's using these flames. So I guess the intensity kind of comes in from there, and not necessarily the anger and hatred of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be a resentment too. But
yeah. He's and we saw that with puberty, with puberty he grew and his fire changed from red to blue.
That's true. I was also thinking that happened. Although, yeah, he never learned to, I guess, withstand it either. So
yeah, Endeavor only taught him how to increase the temperature, never how to lower it.
Yeah. I guess like find like heat that a level that didn't burn him. But if he has the same like level of like resistance as we do to fire, then it would
It
still
ain't gonna
hurt.
be much.
It still hurts no matter what.
It's gonna be like a little bit. It's gonna be just a little toasty.
Just a wee bit. But at that point, that was when Endeavor wanted to foster more of Shoto's like stream because that there was he was already at that point where it's like, well, I guess I have to continue at that point. Ray's talking about how like she started to see a lot of Endeavor in the kids and not for like who they were.
Like he should start to see Endeavor, not them.
Yeah, and like Fuyumi and Natsu talking about like their experiences like through all this. Everyone kind of taking their share of the blame here and there. But the biggest thing was that Shoto is their family hero.
Yeah, he held the family together.
Mm-hmm. And it's Shoto who actually reaches out to Endeavor to encourage him to move forward because it's gonna take all of them to fight off against Toya. And as they're waiting outside, we have Hawks and Best Jeanist just listening to the Shoto in the next room.
Shota, Shota.
And our dude's shaking at this point, so he's so moved.
It's like I love you guys.
That's where we were in chapter 302. So then, it's time for 303. I'm gonna just take a swig of water for good luck.
Oh yeah.
I got 3 water bottles on deck. We're ready. So I will
That's
go.
a lot of water.
It's a lot of water. Not quite to the full like daily intake that you should be doing, but it's a good start.
It's a shorter chapter this time, so you shouldn't be too thirsty.
For sure. All right. So let me start it off with that very same room. We see the outline. This is Hawk speaking right now. Pardon us. We couldn't help but overhear. May we accompany you on this proposed family outing? Showing Hawks and Bestie is like walking into the room. Number 303, top 3. Ooh.
That is true. They are the top 3 heroes.
That is true. That's weird. That'll just kind of like
It's Endeavor, Hawks, and Best Jeanist.
yeah. Yeah. Mark, do you want to take in the next page reading here?
I mean, you get that short little one. You can do this one too.
Okay, for sure. Then here's Shoto. Best Jeanist and Hawks? Uh. Wait, Ray has a very interesting response to this.
She's like, oh.
Since I was discharged yesterday, I have been running around gathering intel. Immediately, it's Ray on her knees. I'm terribly
Bowing.
sorry for what our son did to you.
There's the meme image to the left that I told you about. Look at that.
No. I ain't here to give you grief about that. No need to apologize, ma'am.
He's just typing.
Yeah.
He's just like, no. I ain't here to give you grief about that. No need to apologize, ma'am.
Oh, that's right. So wait, because like for everything else, I see.
Yeah, he's got the breathing apparatus on.
Yeah, got you.
So that means he's talking currently like a speak and spell or Siri.
Oh, I got you. But here comes
I just
Bessie.
love this picture.
Yeah. But and I can see like an appropriate like application for that.
Absolutely.
But here's Bestie and Steve saying, we are only here to inquire about Dobby, but eavesdropping feels rather criminal, like illegal denim.
What the fuck is illegal denim?
What's illegal denim?
I don't even says it there. What's illegal denim? Like, what the fuck is illegal denim?
I don't know. Shoplift
I
denim?
Googled it. I could not find anything on it.
It's probably shoplift denim. It's illegal denim.
We go on to the next page and we
Okay.
see we see Best Jeanist up here at the top. He says, root cause of your son's grudge could provide a lead in this investigation. We can ask him directly about how he survived the blaze and transformed completely into Dobby. I used to watch your I used to watch old videos of you, Endeavor. So to hear how that obsession from your younger days grew into all of this was quite shocking. Endeavor, like, not looking proud of it. Then we see Hawks on Shoto's shoulder, like, "Hey, buddy." It's just like, Now this didn't come up in your discussion, but Toya, but Shoto's burn here was that also you, Endeavor? Personal space," says Shoto. You see, Ray says that was me. Shoto's
Damn.
kind of like, Shoto's just kind of like he's like, "Muh," and then just stops. He's like, looks distraught.
I mean, like, she just said it like right then and there. So,
He's like, well, he was gonna cover for her, I think.
oh my god. I mean, at this point, they gotta like really be upfront about everything now. But it's still very shocking that she owns it like that.
Right.
So we jump into the next page. I guess I'll read this one. Let's see. This is Hawks again. Despite having every right to resent me, he's oh no, it's
That's what Ray
Ray.
said
Sorry.
before.
Despite having every right to resent me, he started calling me mom again. I see. Let's see. Oh, and okay, showing both his dad and his mom. Hawks reflects on that. I never really got my face, the face to face my folks like that. Shoto's like still so close. I gave up on them, moved on, left behind. Shoto, you're a class act. Hmm?
Hmm?
Hmm? I guess that was a rather short one then.
Yeah, you can do this one.
Yeah, okay. Endeavor. It's hell out there, you know. I know. Shigaraki, Dabi, Himiko Toga. Full name. Full government. Spinner.
Full government name.
Spinner, skeptic. Plus 132 of the Liberation Front members who escaped, and 7 near high-end Nomu are all on the loose. Here we go. Furthermore, Shigaraki and the Nomu smashed up Tartarus and 6 other prisons, freeing over 10,000 convicts.
10,000.
With the core members of the Heroes Public Safety Commission dead end or in the hospital, they've lost the power to organize heroes, and many heroes have chosen to retire, spurred on by this nasty climate.
We should go back here. We see villains attacking people and these dark silhouettes of heroes, along with Hawks and Endeavor at the bottom. Villains
Ooh.
are more daring than ever, and the citizens who've lost faith in heroes are taking up arms. But by fighting back themselves, they're only wreaking more damage and destruction. Our government has put in requests for relief workers and heroes from around the world. Ooh, international heroes!
Mr. It's international.
Captain Celebrity! But with the Safety Commission essentially shut down, the paperwork needed to dispatch heroes isn't getting done. And ever like, all of that in just the past 2 days, just as your wife said, your only option is to fight on.
All right. But we will too. The responsibility isn't yours alone, number 1. And we can't have your family shouldering the entire burden. But why would you? Even if what Dabi says about the Todoroki family is true, I know things are different now. I'm going to lend my full support to anyone trying to be better. On that note, I'm proposing a team up of the top 3 heroes.
Hawk's such a good guy.
Best is with the gleam. I put my life into Hawk's hands from the start. I'm accustomed to walking down hellish catwalks such as this. What do you say? Catwalks?
Catwalks. Like your fashion.
Yeah. Exactly. In only the best of jeans. Now that we and your family have lightened your load, do you think you can stand up and move forward? But yeah, shoutouts to
The
the Hawks.
He's such a good guy, dude.
All right. Oh my god. One after another, like Endeavor is still like tearing up from all this. Yes, he said, as the family just looks to him. Natsu looks away though. This is only until we stop Toya, got it? Yes.
So we see them right here in the hospital, and Hawks. Oh boy, here we go.
This is probably the spoiler that I got. But
Sorry if
different
I seem pushy.
yeah. Go ahead.
But first, it's your duty to provide the people with an explanation. Now that Doppy's accusation is public, there's no avoiding it. I've already thought up a statement, more or less, but there's one point I'm still fuzzy on. One for all. What is it exactly? That reminds me. We see Fuyumi saying that they're in the crowd's like going all over them. I guess
Oh
the
yeah.
only people entering Central Hospital right now are connected to the heroes inside. And we go to the next page, we see them just trying to escape the crowd with Fuyumi talking about what happened. While facing off with Shigaraki, Endeavor muttered a mysterious phrase. What does one for all mean? Is it related to the supervillain known as All for One?
Who would have guessed?
Nani? Let's get in there quickly. Alright, we'll go on to the next page.
Okay. You want me to take this one?
Yeah.
One for all. Right now, we need to know what that means. As we have like a bit of flashbacks here and there. Attention all. Endeavor here. I've engaged Shigaraki at the hospital ruins. One for all. One for all? Sorry for using the private frequency, but there's a chance that Shigaraki's after me specifically. And this is Deku. So he's like, oh, it's connected.
He's like, oh shit.
As I'll carry this one on. Deku? He says, as we hard cut to Bakugo say,
Damn it, freaking
Deku! They are gammon raps. Okay. God, I want to carry this one. Why'd you get the snooze when I'm awake? Stop shouting! A little hard to grieve properly when this guy's up and about. And let's see, like, who's this person like to the left of Ida and Uraka?
I think it's supposed to be Jiro?
Maybe, yeah. At last, some relief. Thank you for handling him, Sue. As you look at Sue.
She just bows. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry about this. And this is Ida continuing. I feared for the worst when I saw those wounds, but he's noisier than ever, huh?
Facts.
Hey, press. This is why am I Zero? Why am I like?
What's that all about?
No, I forgot her name for a hot second.
Yeah, Jiro.
They're saying Tokiyami and Kaminari are clear for release. His body okay at least, right? That's what they say. As we go into the next page. Want to go ahead for these ones?
Sure. I'm worried. We see Uraraka is very worried. The Ken ship! I still ship it so hard. What's up? Great explosion, murder god, dynamite. You're all right. Do I look all right to you?
So funny. They still keep it like that.
I just shorten it to dynamite.
Yeah.
We'd like to speak with Izuku Midoriya. Actually, All Might has to be alone with him for now. Move on to the next page. We see Hawks with that like surprised but curious look. All Might, you say? All Might, you say? Then we see, I feel it. As we see him holding Izuku's cast. The version of me dwelling inside the boy, inside One for All. Right now, you must be talking with the predecessors.
Next chapter, March 7th. Another week. Thank goodness we. Yeah. Okay. Please let me just double check. Okay, that is the last page.
No breaks from Horikoshi, man. He's going in.
Oh, especially with like all this going on, the fact that we have like the joint like cooperations with the top three, um, and the main focus right now, Hawks is kind of taking care of like all the initiatives, the intel as far as like providing a statement to everyone. That's also going to have to include one for all. How they're going to take that into account once they learn the news. That is
I
if
thought
they
most
learn
of
the
the top pros
news.
already knew about it. Well, most all the teachers at UA knew about it. We know that.
That's fair, yeah.
All the teachers at UA know about One for All and All Might, but that wouldn't include Best Jeanist, Hawks, or Endeavor.
That's true. Although it was always weird because I'm pretty sure like Aizawa knows, but at the same time, like he never like overtly acknowledges it.
He knows. He knows the thing with
Yeah,
All Might. I don't know if he knows exactly about Izuku.
right. As far as that, but yeah, that was one thing I was always like weirded out by. Like, obviously, the teachers and staff should know, but Aizawa never felt or I never saw him like acknowledge that. So he obviously knows about like one for all, but as far as like Deku involved, as you said, maybe not.
Yeah, I think that most of the teachers don't actually know who All Might's successor is.
Oh, okay.
They just know about All Might's story and that he does have a successor.
Yeah. But
I think the only ones who actually know who the successor is are Gran Torino and Recovery Girl.
yeah, not even the principal knows.
Yep. But they all know about All Might and his history.
Fair. Fair.
But
So,
definitely gonna be it's gonna be out in the it's gotta be out in the open now.
I
Like
think
there's no way it's not gonna be.
it's hard because obviously at this point I kind of want everyone to know or at least expand the circle, but I guess even Hawks knows that we're gonna have to approach this as carefully as possible. So
Yeah, because now that Hawks knows that this has something to do
with
with what's going on. This is huge. It's the piece to the puzzle that they're
mm,
missing.
whether he finds out like sooner or later, he already knows at this point. It's like, okay, there's Deku, and then there's All Might, All for One,
One for all.
and One for All. All Might versus All for One. All by
It
the breakout.
it was actually one for all versus all for one.
Mhm.
The eternal struggle of light and dark clashing.
And then you'll have to, excuse me.
Drink some water.
I'm not sure if you don't really see the camera feed. I've been drinking water. It's one of the I can't explain it, and maybe I'm the weird one, but thank you, Mark. I'm drinking some water, but I've been drinking water. This is one of those weird loogie things that doesn't go away after drinking water. It happens almost every time here, like no other time. Very rarely now, uncommonly during other streams, but just these ones.
Something about the air in your room makes you thirsty.
Oh, maybe I should like, yeah, maybe I should like crack the window, or maybe just turn on the fan.
Get a humidifier.
Humidifiers, perfect,
Moisten your lungs.
nice and moist. But I get you, I get you. Maybe we should get ones for the office space too. But
But
hmm.
there was the I think like this. I feel like everybody's gonna have to know, or at least Class 1A and the the heroes of society are gonna have to know about One for All.
Yeah, I just I just don't know how far they want to like really spread that out. Like it's one of those things where like once you get it out there, people are wanting to know like who's the next successor because the pressure will be tenfold as far as like what's expected of the successor to do.
I mean, yeah, but like, I didn't think about it at at the battle, during the war. Like Rocklock, he clearly is like, we're fucking floating,"
This is
and
true. So
he knew Izuku already had an enhancer type quirk. He didn't know he had Black Whip or the ability to float. So I'm sure Rocklock's putting the pieces together. Like you've got more than one quirk.
right. So, I mean, at the best containment level, it would just be everyone who was involved in that battle. Like, everyone who was involved in that battle. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's all we're going to care for, or what they care for. But
I'm
that
pretty sure
is,
Rocklock's gonna be on his side because Izuku saved their lives.
this is true. But at the same time, this is kind of going a little bit further out versus what's happening right now. As we see in this chapter, Hawks is wanting to go inside. Despite that, Ida did say that All Might had asked to be alone with him for now, but these are like the top three, so they can just walk in there.
Yeah, if
But
they want to, they can just kick the door up and say, "What's up?"
yeah, we are high priority press right now. We want to know what's one for
Official
all.
hero business.
But I don't know
Also, time
because
to talk of foreign reinforcements.
because we know how All Might's been. He's been like very secretive about like One for All, and he's been even more secretive about like certain quirks in between. So he's done his best to
Like
cover it
Danger
up.
Sense.
Yes, he's definitely been oh, nasally again. Whoop, that was bad.
What? It was especially about the fourth user's quirk.
But yeah, sorry, I knocked over a water bottle.
It's all good, but he seemed especially cautious about the fourth user's quirk, which was Danger Sense.
Yeah, so I don't know what's to come about that. Say,
Because I still say All Might said it's not just villains who were after One for All,
also true.
meaning that it could have been heroes who wanted to boost their own quirk or to get the power for themselves.
Or possibly, if in the wrong hands, they try to do the exact same thing. Like you know how the drug increasing ones, if they could somehow mass
Yeah,
produce that too.
yeah, mass produce One for All.
Essentially,
But
what All for One has sought out to do, but it's in the hands of heroes now.
well,
That
here's
could
the thing:
easily get corrupted.
what's scary now is that One for All did that. That All for One did that. He created a copy of All for One.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
There's
No.
two that have that quirk now. Two people have that quirk now. All for One and Shigaraki. It's all because that one scientist has done all that research. He's pretty much figured out quirking like it's the back of his hand.
Yeah. So
Like his knowledge is. It's like that thing. It's like that thing where how some people say, how some people say, like, well, of course the Holocaust was terrible, but a lot of medical science was actually learned from it.
yeah, like a lot of dark
It's very
events.
dark, very wrong, very shameful about all of it, but we did learn medical science from it. Of course, they weren't willing subjects; they were forcefully experimented on.
But
It was inhumane and terrible, but it's kind of the similar thing. It's like, could that research he has be used for good? Probably. Is the way he got it at all good? Hell no.
nah. But so there's obviously that stuff when All Might and literally everyone involved with like One for All at this point, they understand that there's large ramifications for unveiling like the secret to everyone, and it would literally change the foundations like immediately because I would I would say that this type of stuff, like revealing the truth here, would also lead to another scenario, but on the other side, where it's not all for one creating clones, it's just Hero Society creating all for like one for alls.
One for all soldiers.
Yeah. Just as their excuse. Just like how Tony Stark created like all those like Ultron like bodies to
Yeah,
create a
security.
giant shield around the world. But as we've seen in movie plots and stuff like that, that doesn't tend to bode well because to rely solely on that can be very dangerous. And I would say that All Might and literally everyone else would understand that, but obviously
Yeah.
not the right people would.
I mean, and clearly not everyone can handle One for All, as we've seen. It
Yeah.
takes a while to get used to it.
Remember, and it's gonna be it'll be really cool to see this in season 5. But remember when our copy dude got his hands on like Deku and Deku was like, "Oh, but
Oh yeah, he couldn't use it.
he couldn't use it. But could you like before we even found out he couldn't use it? Like
We were like, oh fuck,
we're thinking like, oh, this boy's about to break bones so fast.
but he couldn't even use the quirk.
Do you
He
think?
couldn't tap into it.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's a separate discussion within itself. But what I really wanted to focus on is the fact that the next chapter is definitely going to be a Deku focused one where he is in the one for all space, talking, and it seems like it's also going to be All Might himself there too, which is going to be really weird.
Yeah, because he could feel that version of himself in Izuku.
I don't know how you can feel that, but I guess.
I think it's because it technically is a part of him because the quirk acts as a link.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Think of it kind of how think of it kind of like a link of the mind and the soul in a sense. It's like or think would be a fragmentation of that person inside the quirk.
Yeah. So
It's like maybe like an AI or a hologram kind of thing. Like they're like it's like a
yeah, I
think
would
about
say
it, Gears
AI.
5, like you know like how Niles had his consciousness still there.
Hmm.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I would say definitely like an AI of sorts, of like an All Might going in there and just providing answer that only All Might himself would say.
Yeah, it's like it's a copy of their consciousness in a sense.
Yeah. I wonder what type of version of All Might is actually sitting in. That like buffed out. I got like the hero, like
Regular eyes, all might.
yeah,
No sunken eyes, just regular big blue eyes.
yeah. But it can
Although they
also
did say
go
All
ahead.
Might did master All for One faster than anybody.
This is
I
true.
mean, one for all faster than anybody.
Which has always been kind of been his fault in trying to understand like Deku as far as his growth, but
It just came so naturally to him.
but now he's in the space with everyone else. I wonder if he's, well, maybe he is separated like that way, but if he's able to communicate with the other ancestors at that point, or the press.
I
Yeah,
wonder if this is where we're gonna get a chance to meet the others
I
because
really hope so.
we've only met the guy from Black Whip. I forget his name at the moment.
Yeah,
We've always met Nana.
Nana. We met the
Those are the only
original,
two that we've met. The original, yeah, we did meet the original. We met all for one's brother.
right? And that's kind of it. There's seven
So
of them,
that
right?
means yeah, there's seven.
That
There's
includes All
seven
Might,
or eight
right?
of them.
Okay,
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 of them, I think.
or at least no, Deku should be the seventh holder.
Mm, I don't know. If I thought he was supposed to be like the. Is he the eighth or
Ooh,
seventh holder?
let's find out then.
Let's do a quick Google search.
One for all, please. See. Sixth user. Um.
Izuku's the ninth holder.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That means we only know four. So, we only know four. We're pretty close. We're almost halfway there, which is exactly where Deku is as far as mastery of one for all. So I'm not sure what's to come up as far as the conversations here, but I think
I was right. Upon the death of a previous holder of One for All, a fraction of their consciousness appears and lingers in the quirk.
which is weird because All Might's still here. I guess the one for all in him died. So that
Yeah,
technically counts.
I think he's just waiting for the rest of him to go,
Damn.
which we don't want.
Of course we don't want, but then can you imagine like Hawks and Jesus coming in and
It's just a suit.
it's just a suit.
He just faded away.
He Thanos away.
Like he just transferred himself inside of Izuku.
Deku's like, he's awake. He's like, I ate All Might. It's like, what the fuck, dude? We just came here to like have questions, but I don't know, that's weird. I don't know what they'll talk. Oh, actually, you know what? probably the biggest thing they're going to talk about is the fact that he threw himself in this fight like that, and he's going to reflect on that. The fact that like I thought this was like my opportunity to like finally end the fight against All For One at that point, but and I think all the users won't fault him for thinking that way. All Might being there might also push him to say that like you should not deal with this alone, as we've seen, um he has to rely on everyone else to help teach Deku. That'd be Bakugo, even more recently, like Uraka and Sue and Sero, teaching him how to control Black Whip a little bit more. But
and he used it very well.
yeah, so I think All Might's at a turning point now in his character development where he understands that it can't be a secret anymore.
We gotta
It,
tell people.
yeah, we gotta tell people because it only helps like better Deku as a hero, but also it's just exactly what heroes ought to do for each other. And so you'll see
Well,
to
that and
like,
it's
yeah,
also gonna make them look like they have some connection to a villain,
yeah.
so they
So
have to come clean.
you have to complain about that.
Let them know there's a difference between one for all and all for one.
So whether Best Genius and Hawks come in there in the middle of this scenario, and All Might has to say something. He may try to like prolong it just until like Deku can wake up.
Until they can
Or he'll just
finish
come,
talking.
yeah, or he'll just come clean about it. Like as Deku is still talking. So
Yeah, like a monologue in and out.
yeah. I personally would love to see how Class 1A all would respond if this secret went out to them. Like, you're,
The only one who knows in the class is Bakugo.
yeah. And there obviously there's gonna be a good reason for that is and they'll all be informed, but I would just really love to see everyone, especially Uraka's response to it. That the person who saved him or saved her initially was actually just a quirkless dude.
He was gifted the power of the pillar of justice to
Yeah.
carry it on.
And then next thing I would love to see is
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
I mean later, but uh talk about like naval beams, like naval laser's response to that too. Because
he was
obviously he's understood that Deku's been pushing himself further beyond other people, and it's why
well,
he's reached out to him to help. I'd love to hear him just add more to the conversation like that.
yeah, Aoyama.
Yes. Also Ida. Damn Ida. And also
You think they
Todoroki.
would have figured it out by now?
Maybe, yeah. Also Shoto would finally understand, like, oh, so you're not like me, but damn. I thought we were real.
Shoto saw him use Black Whip.
Yeah. Oh, I guess they're also gonna have to talk about all these different quirks too.
Like, so you're a Swiss Army knife, essentially.
Essentially, a really beefy Swiss Army knife. The Swiss Army knife they use to cut steaks with too.
Use a Swiss Army knife to cut steaks. Use it to grab shit. Use it to float. Use it to sense danger. Use it to do who knows what else.
Swiss Army knife that senses things.
It's got a ringtone.
Got a ringtone. God, I really want to know what the other quirks now are, but that's a conversation for another time for sure.
Could you imagine? Like, I imagine it's gonna be something. We might get something either super useful, super silly, or super dark.
Yeah. Um. So at that point, like obviously, the originators just had like power to carry on quirks plus stamina building. Obviously, Black Whip, Float, Danger Sense, but like, what are the other? I guess four. What would be the other four? Because well, ooh, yeah, or it would either four or three, right? Because what was it? All Might is actually quirkless technically. That means there's
Technically,
only
like,
like a few of them left.
I'm trying to think of what would be like a hero type quirk. So I think maybe something with his vision, like night vision or X-ray vision.
That'd be awesome, but super OP. I have no idea, like, because yeah, I also want to understand like why they also got like possession of the quirk. Like what was their upbringing? Because
The reasoning of why you were given it, why you were given it, why you were given it, why you were given it.
yeah, because I think from like Black Whip's like perspective, he was saying it was like a thing of having to pass it on.
Yeah, like he took it because he had to. Like
But yeah,
his master was going right then and there. He had to take it.
rough. Um, other things about the chapter. Shoutouts to Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite still holding that name.
Do I look okay?
Shoutouts to us having an idea of like where we want to go forward with the Todoroki plan. Ox is all in on that. Best Genius is all in on that. But first things first, it all links to One for All.
They're like, all right, after we learn more about this, we going hunting.
Yes. Shoutouts to the page 2 memes.
Gotta love it. I love the tapping. So many good situations you could use that in.
Shoutouts to Illegal Denim.
What the fuck is illegal denim? Is it shoplifted jeans?
Shoutouts to being too close.
So close. Personal space.
Also, hope that Hawks talks to Tokiyami at some point.
Oh yeah, they gotta talk.
Yeah. I guess for now, Bako's gonna just be comedic effect for now.
Pretty much. There's not much you could say.
And shouts to everyone else just being okay. Kaminari and also Tokiyami as well. That's all we got.
You're gonna say, I don't think there's much left to say.
I guess yeah, there's not really much. It's just next chapter you know is gonna go down. It's gonna be the conversation with the predecessor specifically, but also All Might's got to confront Hawks and Genus the moment he steps out the door or the moment they walk in.
Yep, he's gonna have to spill it.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. I think for me to add on to this one. No, obviously the next chapter is gonna be on the 7th, so tune in. Same time. It's going to be the 7th next Sunday at 11 o'clock Pacific time. We'll be reading through. Well, of course, we're gonna review this thing after a good week. Stay tuned for all that. In the meantime, later tonight we got Sunday Fight Night with myself, Anaya, and Phil. Granted, I probably won't be actively playing into the game unless I get the controller or something like that. But it's Kingdom Fighters 14. So
You lost, bro. You lost, bro. You gotta give it the controller. So it goes, man.
yeah. So we'll see about that, but that's happening tonight at I believe no, it's 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And of course, stay tuned for any other updates that we have going on for the channel, going on for the week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Guess we'll see you guys in the next. Hashtag bye, everyone.
Oh yeah.